Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. Oh my goodness, I am so hoping if this week is going to be relaxing, stress-free, no chaos, just lots of naps, whatever. My husband has convinced me to take some time off. That man loves me, he is amazing, and I acquiesced and I am taking off some time. So today's my first day taking off, so we'll see how that goes. I slept a lot this weekend, and yeah, it's just, that's how it goes. Oh, if you're new here, hi, how you doing? This is a yarn channel. Yarn, knitting, crochet. I mean, you know, just, yeah. It's, yes, there's yarn. Yes, there's yarn. Yarn and knitting and crocheting and stories about those things and all the antics and stuff like that. And just, that's what we do, right? Yes, it is. Oh, if you like this kind of chaotic, let's go ahead and play and have fun with yarn and stuff, like and subscribe. That's helpful. YouTube says that's really important. I don't know. They're the algorithm makers, whatever. So Monday, I like to go ahead and do my weekly everything I've made video or attempted to make or thought about making or dreamed about, because yeah, some weeks we don't really get a lot done. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I just realized I have on the other side of my room one of the things that I wanted to show you. Yeah, but sometimes we just don't get a lot done even though we should. I'm gonna grab that other project. I have it. I feel so much better now. So this week I was tired. Yeah, that's why my husband insisted I take time off. Yeah, he's so cute. But yeah, I was tired. I didn't really do as much as I would normally do. You know, I looked at my little, my chart and everything and filling it out. And there's a lot of days I ad-libbed. I did. But there's a lot of days where I really didn't do anything more than touch my yarn. I touched it. I cuddled my project. Oh yeah, I'm like a child. I cuddled my project and that's as far as it went. I really didn't put any stitches on. Nothing grew. You know what? It happens. Not upset. It's, you know, I'm not in a funk. Definitely not. Just exhausted, right? No big deal. But true to course, what I normally do, because I'll get comments, I'm like, oh my goodness, how do you get so much stuff done? Generally, it's between Friday and Sunday. It really is. I'll work on things throughout the week and try to, you know, depending on my energy level. This week it was not good, so that didn't happen. But Friday through Sunday is when I get the majority of the stuff done. This week it was no different, and I did get to work on some stuff. So, do you want to see what I got done? Of course you do. Of course you do. I got the latest square. I believe this is square 18. Isn't that beautiful? That is so pretty. These are blanket squares that I am working on, and I'm putting 4 of them together, and then I'm crocheting around them, putting the 4 together, turning them into a blanket, and I'm going to be donating these. So this is Sapphire Blue. This is Big Twist Value Yarn. I can get 2 squares, 2 of these squares. These are blocked 17 inches. And it was so interesting to see the difference between blocked and unblocked. Oh my goodness, this was just such a crumpled mess, and it just blossoms and blooms. I really liked this square. I just finished this and blocked it. I do a steam block with the iron. I don't put the iron on it, but I just did this right before turning on the camera. Normally I get them done sooner in the week, but I just wasn't doing anything. I just wasn't. You know, I did sit next to me for a couple days. It really did. It just didn't get any growth. It just didn't. You know, that's okay. And I was working on another project, the one that I got up and everything and went and grabbed. I was out with my friends, and we went to a coffee shop that is new to me, and they had trivia night, so it's an open late night kind of a coffee shop, and it was so much fun. And I was working on, it's like, okay, I'm going to work on something mindless, easy, you know, there you go. Do we recognize this yarn? Yeah, that's the leftover one skein. This is Big Twist Fleck, 208 yards for 100 grams. It's an 85% acrylic, 10% polyamide, 5% linen, a number 4 worsted weight. It feels great. This is a Joann exclusive yarn. So during our Things We're Making Thursday series, I was convinced, talked into, coerced, whatever, it doesn't matter, to play with Tunisian crochet. So I took my Tunisian crochet project with me. Here we go. You look at this. I'm again in the middle of a row. Whatever, right? So I took my Tunisian project with me. I'm like, okay, this is cool, and it's growing, right? And I like the way that it looks. I really do. Look at that. You know, it's like a big hug. It really is. This yarn is amazing to work with. And, you know, there's that simple stitch, the Afghan thing. And I've been able to ignore my mistakes somewhat. I mean, okay, I'm not going to lie. Every time I hold this up, I see this hole. Yeah, I missed a stitch. I see that every time. All right, I convinced myself I'll just sew that together with sewing thread or whatever. Nobody will notice it. I see it every single time I go like this. My eye just zooms right to it. Maybe you don't see, you know, I'm like following it. I'm following it. It's like an eye test, right? You know, I can see the hole. I can see the hole. So I ignored that. All right. And I was really proud of myself. So on this section here, you're doing Tunisian knit and Tunisian crochet, or Tunisian crochet, Tunisian knit and Tunisian purl. That creates that that honeycomb stitch. Okay, that's beautiful. Well, on one of them, and you got that nice sharp line right here for the edge. Well, I did a purl where I wasn't supposed to. I'm like, all right, I'll pull the row out. But I didn't have to pull all of it out. That was pretty cool. I was able to fix it when I was doing the pass back. I was really proud of myself. Got it. So, you know, moving right along, right? This is the Lamia Wrap by Tony from TL Crafters. And she has a tutorial out for also to make it easier to follow. Great. You know, so I did that and I was having fun and I'm working along. And then the reason I'm stopped right here is, do you see this? Yeah, when I stick my finger through it, you see it really clear, right? This is bigger than the other one. I mean, look at that. That's something. That's something that should not be like that, right? I can't leave that. I don't think this wants to be done. This, I don't think wants to be done. It's beautiful. This is a bigger flaw than the other one right here on the edge. And I don't really want to keep ripping out. I mean, that's not as much as some of the other stuff, right? But so it went in timeout. It's going to stay in timeout for a while. Yeah, sometimes projects do that. This is one of them. You know, and I think I would really enjoy the wrap. I really like this yarn. It is straight up like a hug. But that was really not pleasing to get to that point and see that. Like, oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, no. So I'm not sure if this is going to get pulled out, you know, because it doesn't want to play. It just doesn't. Or just maybe if I leave it in the ignore pile for long enough, then I'll be able to come back to it and it'll be okay and it'll be pleasing again. But right now, it's not. And I have a lot of other things that just give me great joy and I'm working on them. So I might end up just pulling that out completely, reclaim the yarn, just put it up in a cake, reclaim the yarn for something else and drive on, you know. That's okay. I'll do some other things that are more enjoyable for me. That's fine. I at least tried it and I did learn some other stitches and that was nice. And I'll probably do some pot holders, coasters, some smaller projects or something to have some completed Tunisian crochet things. This was a big project to jump on first thing. And with so many other things that I'm doing, I think I'll move on. We'll see. And then, see, yeah. Do you see this list right here? I have a list. No, you don't have to worry about reading it, but I have a really long list of goals. This is the first time I used my little note section, my make goals and whips. So there must be a really rebellious streak in me because I had a lot of things listed on here and I don't know if I was actively not touching the things that I wrote down or what. It's, yeah. So there's a rebellious portion in me. I mean, you know, I'm like, finish the blanket, work on the yellow squares and go around in those. You know, I had so many things written down. No, you know, like my husband's sweater, I haven't touched it. Okay, not 100% true. I did grab it, and it laid next to me on one of the days during the week and everything while we were watching TV, and I didn't actually put any stitches on it, but I snuggled with it. Yeah, okay, that doesn't count. It was comforting, but it didn't help to get it done. My granddaughter sweater, I pulled it up and I looked at it, you know, I grabbed it and everything. I'm like, see, you know, like this, it's right here. See, I'm like, see, it's pretty. And then I promptly just went, okay, there he goes. I don't see it. It's fine. So I think there's a rebellious streak in me because I didn't work on any of the stuff that I talked about. Not only did I not work on that, I just didn't work on a lot. So I'm like, okay, lesson learned, write the things down in the planner, but don't necessarily put time goals because my crafting is my fun and joy, and you don't control me, Mr. Planner thingy. No. So I don't think I'm going to do that part again. The part I do like, and probably not on the planner because I think it'd be a little bit more unwieldy, not helpful, is write down. It'd be better on a spreadsheet. I love my spreadsheets. Write down everything I start. Okay, not that's not a good or bad, but everything I start. So that way I can go back to that list going, hey, are there things that I forgot about? Yes. Yes, there are. I have a friendship shawl that I'm working on. That's a Barocco pattern. I literally forgot about it. It's blue and pink and mustard and bright and Easter. I forgot I started it. Not a joke. It was when somebody had commented in the comments and going, hey, you know, I'm working my friendship shawl. I'm like, oh, I'm doing one of those too. How do you forget that? I don't know. I just did. So I think that a list like that. So when I finish one project and I want to start something, most time I like to start something new. I mean, that's how we are. But sometimes it's like, well, wait a minute, what's languishing that I don't remember? Because I'll have them tucked away in bags, right? You know, I try to make things semi-neat. And what's languishing that I could maybe pick up that's maybe not at a stage where it takes a lot of thought process? Because sometimes I just don't want to do that. And I think that list would help in that aspect. Another project I completely forgot that I was doing, and I found it. I did find it. It's not done, but it's doggone close. Look at this. This is my third emotional support chicken. So I have all of it completely done, and this is out of sock yarn. Yeah, like fingering weight yarn on ones or twos, I don't remember. But I finished all the knitting of it. Now pop in some safety eyes right here. I've got blue ones, I've got green ones, I think I even have red ones. I'm not putting red ones on it, but I might put blue. I like the blue with the blue collar. But here we go. I've got the little mini emotional support chicken just ready to be sewn together. So I did finish the knitting. Yay! Forgot I was working on it. So that's where that list would come in handy. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a third one. I was looking at somebody else's and they were talking about, hey, I'm working on a fingering weight one. I'm like, I have one of those. I'm doing one of those too. Yeah. A little disorganized lately. I think this time off is going to be really helpful. I should probably clean my room. Not going to happen. Oh my gosh, it's so not going to happen. I'm not going to. Yeah, I should really probably clean my room and organize things and maybe take stock of it. No, it's not going to happen. Oh no, it's not going to happen. So I think that would be really helpful. I don't think that necessarily writing it down like this would be as helpful as a spreadsheet. I like the spreadsheets because the spreadsheets you can organize and you can sort and everything, which I really like, but then that means that I would actually have to pull up the computer or whatever. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I did whatever. So I did get some stuff done. You did see my emotional support chicken number 2. So there's 2. One is happily with my daughter, and here is the third. Now I got this yarn for these, minus the blue, from Elaine from Elaine O from Penguin Crafts, and she sent this part of the mystery yarn challenge. I completed it and everything. That's all fine and dandy, but I like the colors so much. I'm like, I want to make more. So here's my miniature one. Love that. She sent me some orange fingering weight sock yarn. Oh my gosh, amazing. And I had that. So that was good, right? I mean, yeah, got that worked on. Okay. Another one that isn't really a knitting project or crochet project, but it is definitely part of the finishing process. So this was also the yarn that Elaine had sent me for my March. I believe this was March mystery yarn challenge. Well, you see all these squares? I didn't have any ends done on this. Okay, well, you see how many colors are in there? 3 colors means 6 ends. Okay, got it. Right, I had a lot of, and this one has 4 colors in it. That had 8 ends in that thing, you know, so I did all the weaving in of the ends. Lori from the Armchair Chef, she needed to get some decent pictures of some of this so she could do her final video. So that encouraged me to get off my lazy backside and do all of the ends. So I'm going to count that as a project with all of the ends that this one, I mean, this one didn't have as many. Oh my gosh. Right? But with all of the ends that each one of these had, because I put so many colors, I think I need to embroider some eyes. What do you think? I think this one needs some eyeballs. Yeah, it does. But these are just some fun squares that I decided to make with those gorgeous colors. And now I can call them finally 100% complete. And I'll come up with some way to use them, attach them, make another blanket with them, add them to other things. And what beautiful pops of color all of these have. And you know, as slow as I was this week and not working on as much, I'm counting that as a project, man. I'm telling you, because it's not done until the ends are woven in, right? I mean, there are some things you can get away with without weaving in the ends, but on those squares with all the, I mean, they had fringe. I'm not going to lie. They had fringe. When you look at a square that's that size and it's got 8 ends hanging off of it, that's fringe. So getting that done, I thought was, you know, all right, a little prudent. Let's get that done. I did work on my granddaughter's stuffed Knubbelchen. So this is, she saw my video, she saw this, she remembered these right here. This is the Knubbelchen pattern. This is a free pattern on Ravelry. I'll link it down below. So she saw this and she's like, Anna, can you make me one of those cuddle toys? I'm like, what are you talking about, baby? You know, of course I'll make you one. So she picked out the prism yarn, ice prism yarn. I don't know the color number, but she picked that out. And this is just a, it looks so funny when it's like this, a big, that just looks to me like a big marshmallow. But she picked out the prism yarn. So I got both the legs done. Okay, that's a start, right? Now I have to do the arms. We know how I am with sleeves. I mean, it's like mini sleeves. We got this. It's okay. I can do it. So I did get those done, got the ends woven in. Now I'll attach my needles, get the sleeves done, and that will be something that I'll be able to give to her hopefully soon. I don't know. There's a lot more knitting on these than you would think, than you would realize. This I used size 4s and the prism yarn and then some leftover white. This was fingering weight yarn, size 1s. There is a good difference in that. You can see that. I mean, the head is cracking me up. This one looked funny too. They just do. You run yarn through and cinch that there. You have the hat on right here. So it will be fine size-wise, but man, when you're making it, that's hilarious. So this yarn, have you used the ice prism yarn before? I mean, this one is such a popular one that people who don't want to order and buy from ice because, hey, let's face it, sometimes it's overwhelming. You don't get to see the yarn necessarily in person. You're relying on the description, and hey, some acrylic yarns are amazing. Other acrylic yarns are no. This and this are both acrylic, right? This is nice, soft and everything. And this is, I don't know what that is. I don't. It was white. That's what I used. It's a little stiffer, a little coarser, if you know what I'm getting at. So, you know, even when it says premium acrylic, do you really believe it? So a lot of people will get turned off ordering from ice for those reasons. But Etsy, there are people who buy big, huge ice orders and they take in the shipping and everything, and then they'll put the yarn on Etsy so you can get smaller quantities and things like that. This yarn, Prism right here, is an extremely popular one for Etsy sellers. So you can get an 8-pack, 2 or 3 balls, whatever it is that you want to. Look around, find the best deal without necessarily taking on the ice investment. Now, ice yarns per ball, the more you get, the less it is per shipping, if that makes sense. You know, that you get a huge, like 15 pounds worth of yarn. I mean, you're spending some money. Then it's like $1 per ball for the shipping average, right? That's what you add on to. And the yarn itself, you get a lot of things like less than $2. you know, so you're like less than $3 total, that type. It's amazing. But this is a very popular one, extremely popular. Crystal from Bag O' Day does a lot of stitch tutorials with this yarn because it popped. It's gorgeous and it's fun to look at. It is so pretty. Look at that. And I like how I did the legs. I do. I like those, and you can really see the good striping with the smaller circumference. These are like little micro stripes. So that was a lot of fun working on that particular one. And then the one that I worked on the absolute most this week, to me, it flew off the needles. It's not done, but it's a whole lot closer, and you can really, really see the progress. This is the dress for my youngest granddaughter. Look at this. All right, so you've got this, you've seen this before. So you've got this, and you can see the neckline, right? So it does have a front and back. I did do short rows on that, which, okay, I'm learning, I'm working on it. That's a yoke, which is just this rounded collar right here. And this is on waste yarn at the moment. So I haven't finished the sleeves, but you want to see the full dress? Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? So I am so thrilled with that. Look at the lace on that. And then finishing it off with this beautiful seed stitch border. And Erin from Crafting Kitty suggested last week, she's like, yeah, make it flare some more. So Erin, I took your advice. I added more stitches. I did make it flare even more so. I think last time I was around here. So I finished off more lace and all of that border. And I did add those stitches. That is just stunning. I cannot wait to see her in this. I mean, look how full that is. Isn't that pretty? And as we've seen before, I know the neckline looks small, but that fits me. That does. I have put that on myself multiple times. It fits over my head. It will definitely fit over hers. It will ride really nicely. I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to go sleeves just a little bit longer, you know, probably just a few rounds, and then finish it off with the seed stitch like I did for the edge and call it done. I don't think that she needs to have long sleeves. Well, I wouldn't do this long sleeves anyway. I don't think this needs to be long sleeves in any way, shape, or form. I think that it's really close to being done. The lace is something that I made up on my own, and I am so pleased at how well this pops. This lace stands out on its own. It is just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. Try to get that close to where you can see it. This is not blocked at all. This is it's a Hobby Lobby exclusive yarn. It's called Cozy Toes. They're 50-gram skeins of yarn, I think 215 yards, and I am on my third 50-gram ball for this. It's a acrylic and like a polyester, I think it is, blend, and it has such a stretch. I've never done socks with this yarn. I know it's called Cozy Toes. I've always made garments because to me the garments are stunning, and this whole thing was made on size 4 knitting needles, and you just can't beat it. That is absolutely gorgeous. I am just beside myself. I absolutely love that. To me, that's amazing. So this one got the most attention for the week by far. It really, really did. And I cannot wait to see my granddaughter in that. When I first saw this yarn, I knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make something for her. Didn't know what, but I knew I wanted to make something for her. And this has come out so much better, so much prettier than I imagined, because I don't always have a picture in my head. I just don't. I just make things. It's just, you know, don't you? I mean, that's what we do. We come up with stuff. We might follow a pattern sort of, and then just go from there. And there you go. And that's what I did with that. So that's my week. That's what I got done, and that's what I didn't get done, if you know what I'm getting at. So I did through the Friday through Sunday and everything, I did get to pull this out because this Sunday night, that's when this got done, right? So I was able to get some of the stuff done that I normally get done, but nowhere near as my usual, and that's okay, because you know what? One stitch counts. One stitch. It doesn't matter. If you don't get something done in a week, it's okay. It will be there next week. If you're tired, take a nap, because you know what? When we work, when we're tired, we make mistakes. And then we end up pulling it out or getting frustrated and putting it in timeout. Lamia Wrap, I'm talking about you. Just saying, right? You know, then we end up frustrated with our projects. And this is our joy. This is our fun. This is our creative nature. We don't want to get frustrated with that. So if you're really tired, take the nap. It will be there tomorrow, and it is okay. One stitch is progress. One stitch counts. All right, everybody. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.